Hey everybody, welcome to Slone Stitches. If you're new here, my name is Jess. I go by Slone Stitches here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and this is my cross-stitching channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Good to see you. How have you been over the last couple of weeks? Hopefully well. Hopefully you've gotten a lot of stitching done. I've been doing pretty good. I have had a busy last couple of weeks, both here on Flosstube and in my personal life. So I do have quite a few people to say thank you to. Speaking of a busy week, I've had some shout outs and some mentions from some really great floss tubers and even better people. So just very quickly, I will run through them and I'll link everyone in the description box below so you can go check them out if you're not already following them. Those people are Helen D from East Coast Crafter, Tasha from Britches Get Stitches, Rebecca from Cross Stitch with Bex, Lynn from Those Missing Stitches, Niece and Kathy from Because We Stitch, Chris the Camping Stitcher, and Levi from Oh Stitch Happens. All wonderful channels, all very different YouTubers in their own way, and all people that I really have enjoyed watching. So definitely check them out if you are not already subscribed to some or any of them. Like I said, I'll have them all linked in the description box below. Very brief life update. Busy, but not anything that I think would be very interesting to anyone else. Volleyball for my son, diving for my son. We had middle school scheduling night. He got to pick his electives for 6th grade, which he was very excited about. He picked his top choices were computer science, art, and critter quest, which is fun because he really wants to become a zoologist when he is grown. So hopefully he really enjoys that one if he gets into the class. My birthday was last week, so I turned 39 years old last week, and it was a good birthday. It was low key. There was a practice that night for volleyball, so my husband and I got to go out for dinner, and we went and got some dessert afterward, which was nice. So just very low key, but it was nice. I spent the whole day stitching. Perfection. And other than that, I have been busy with a couple of stitching meetups. Went to Stitchin in Indy the day before my birthday, which I will talk about a little bit more later on when we get to haul because there was some shopping involved before we went into Stitch. So Stitchin in Indy is hosted by Sarah, who is Engineer the Craft on Instagram. Definitely go follow her if you are local to the Indianapolis area. We live about 2 hours away here in Cincinnati, so it wasn't too bad of a drive. And I carpooled with Erin and Amity, the Hathaway Stitchers here on Flosstube, and also Chandria, who is Chandria Creates, I believe, on Instagram. I will link her below as well. I'll link all of their Instagrams, everything below, so you can check them out. But it was such a good time. I mean, I laughed so hard, I cried at one point. So the best road trip, the best shopping, the best stitching. We had dinner at a literal tequileria that was right across the street from the event hall afterward. So a great kickoff to my birthday, and I had so much fun. So I can't wait to do that again with them. And then I also had my normal stitching group last week, which is always a lot of fun to spend a couple hours in the middle of the week stitching and hanging out with them. So had a great time there. And that's about what I've been up to, other than the stuff you don't want to hear about, which is chaperoning various school things, volunteering at school, chauffeuring my kid around. You can tell it's the end of the year because there's a million things to do. So looking forward to summer now. And it's starting to feel like summer a little bit here in Southwest Ohio. It's been in the 70s the last couple of days, which has been really nice. So nice and sunny. The rain seems to have moved out for at least a few days here. So really enjoying that. I sat outside and stitched a couple of times earlier this week. So loved that. And I think I got a lot done over the last couple of weeks. I think we will move straight into whips. I have whips today. I have a couple of new starts today. I did not finish anything this week, so I did pull out a couple of my previous finishes like I have been doing in other videos before. So we will take a look at a couple of those that I finished back in 2023, I think they both were. And go over some plans and some haul. And I have a winner for the giveaway that I did last week for reaching 1,500 subscribers. So we will do that as well. So let's get right into the whips. So the first thing that I worked on was reaching Skyward from Modern Folk Embroidery. And I worked on this for my Stitch Go board, which is my secondary whip go board that I created based on number of hundreds of stitches. So this was pulled for both numbers this month. There's only 2 projects on the board, so what's going to happen? But the numbers this month were 4 and 10, so 400 plus 1,000. I had to put 1,400 stitches in this, and I ended up putting in about 1,500 by the time all was said and done. This is on a piece of 28 count mushroom Lugana from Zweigart. I'm stitching it 1/1, so it's going to be a tiny little guy. And this is where I am. If I can get this folded correctly. Oh, it's looking so good. I love my colors still. So this time with these stitches, I worked on this part of the border here, put all that in, got this deer in, worked over here with this tree, brought this down, did some fill in here, and some of the snowflakes over here. So it's looking really good. It is, gosh, I think it's over 20% now. I'll have to double check it really quick here in a second. Bring you in so you can see it a little bit closer. Oh, it's so much fun. And 1/1 on 28 count Lugana is not hard for me to see at all, which is nice. Golden Girls Needle Minder, that's coming back into play here in a little bit. Stay tuned. So yeah, that's looking really good. I can pull up my spreadsheet really quick and tell you exactly how far it is. It is at 21.67%. So really good progress. This hit its first birthday on my birthday because this was my birthday start last year. So it's looking really good. I'm really happy with the progress on it. The next thing that I worked on was for my actual whip go board. This was number 4 for April. This is my Heaven and Earth Signs. This is Bath Time by Lisa Parker. And if you've been here a while, you know that I have a cat named Augie who looks a lot like this. He's the cat that I inherited from my mom, so I didn't have him when I started this once upon a time. It's kind of funny how those things work out. I put a lot into this. This one is at 19.25%, which is a lot. It's like 60-some thousand stitches into it. Now there's 320-some thousand stitches in this whole project. So nobody get too excited. But I'll pull this up a little more. I'll show you. This time I filled in the rest of this page. So this is a page break right here where it's feathered. So did more of those bubbles up there, finished up this half of his face, got into his nose, which looks so good. So good. So finish that up. And the way I'm stitching this is diagonal by page. So once I finished up that part of that page, I moved back down and got in a full column's worth plus a little bit here. So got into another little bubble that's going to be right there. So this page will take me about, wow, this is not working out really well, about right there. So next time. But he's looking really good. He's on 25 count, easy count, Lugana. This is also by Zweigart, also 1/1. He's looking great. I started him on New Year's Eve 2022, so he's a little over 2 years old. So I'm a little behind on where I wanted to be. I was hoping to do about 10% per year. So I'm almost to 20% now. But I think with him being on my Whip Go board multiple times and then also on my Stitch Go board every other block, I think I'll get caught up maybe by the end of the year. Those Whip Go days, I put 4 days in per Whip Go call. So if they're days when I'm home and not doing anything up at the school, or if it's a weekend where we don't have multiple games and practices and things, I can really get a lot done, which is nice. Let's see. I don't want to leave myself with too much of a mess, so in a second while I shove this back in here. It's amazing. I feel like if you don't film Flosstubes, you don't understand just how awful the mess is when you're done. Even if you don't have a lot or think you don't have a lot, it is everywhere by the time you're done with it. It looks like a bomb went off in here by the time I'm done. The next current whip that I worked on is one that my son picked out last year for one of the markets. I don't think it was Nashville. I think it was the other one. Whatever. This is from Sweet Wing Studio. This is Far Better Things. He was in a book club, an advanced book club last year in 4th grade, and they read the Chronicles of Narnia. And so he had that fresh on his brain and wanted this pattern. So this is on a piece of 18 count Aida in the color Juan from Grace Notes Fabrics. It's this really pretty dusty purple. So I worked on this over the last couple of days and got in a lot, really. Trying to fold this up well so you can see it. It's a little guy. Let's pull this back. You can almost see how dusty purple this is. It's a lot deeper than this. So there are far things than any. Last night, I decided to put in a few more of the words because at first it just said, there are far things. There are far things. There are near things. There are wherever you are things. So I had before, there are far, and then I had this part of the arch done already and the lamppost to here with the vine. So over the last 2 days, I did all of this brick wall, the gate, the walkway, and this brickwork here, all of this. This walkway was the bane of my existence. I almost had to make a copy and break out the highlighter, but it ended up working out. So that's where she is. This really won't take very long to finish up. I don't know if it's on my Whip Go board or not. I can't remember. But I mean, the other half of the gate, the rest of the words, and the rest of that arch. I mean, I think maybe 3 or 4 more sessions will probably do it for this, which is nice because I'd like to get it framed and put up in his room before he doesn't care about it anymore. Such is life with an 11-year-old boy. Yeah. And I have so much of this fabric left because this is such a little piece. I didn't realize how small this piece was until I really got into it. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I started this up in a corner of this fabric because I love this fabric. And now I'm going to have a pretty sizable piece of it when I'm done for something else. Let's see. Let me take a quick drink. My seasonal allergies are still acting up. There's pollen everywhere. I think I've washed my car 5 times in the last week and a half because it's dark gray, but right now it looks yellow because of all the pollen from all the trees. It's everywhere. So I had 2 new starts this last 2 weeks. I had my planned birthday start, and then I had my piece of haul that I was still waiting on when I filmed last from our friends out west at Acorns and Threads. This is Lola Crow Acorns and Friends. This was the acorn gathering piece from earlier this year that I coveted. I mean, set up a eBay search alert because I thought surely someone will have this from the retreat and not want it or stitch it very fast. Never did come up, but then I saw them post that it was going to be available on their website, on the Acorns and Threads website, as an exclusive, which they've done for other patterns before that I have also coveted in the past, like Beachcomber from Lindy Stitches. That was the one from a couple years ago. So I jumped right on this. I think I probably purchased this within 15 seconds of them saying that it was for sale on their website. So it came in the mail like the day after I filmed last time, of course. So I decided I had to start it. So I did. It's on a piece of 18 count Aida, also from Grace Notes in Arpeggio. And I started in the bottom left corner because I wanted to try and knock out a bunch of this full coverage down here. And I kind of want to save the raccoon for last because I just love him. Please, like, he's stitching trash. Like, yes, it's cute. The skunk is stitching flowers and the squirrels have stitched acorns and all this. The possum stitching upside down. We all love it. That trash panda is stitching trash. And I love him. So I kind of want to do him last. So I started down in the corner. And I took this with me to Stitchin in Indy, and everybody was like, that pattern. Everybody loves it. Lola Crow can do no wrong. So this is where it is. Started in the corner. So I've got that little mole in down there. Can you see him? I had to backstitch him because his little claws, I just can't. They're so cute. Let me fold this up. And I'm almost done with the tree. Ooh, that color is coming out really well. That's true. So I still need to fill in the rest of the tree going up here. And then I'll move over here and I want to stitch the skunk next. He's so cute. And then I'll just bring it out here. Do all the rest of this, come up to this tree, and then get that guy last. I just love this. Might be the winner for my current favorite project, if I'm being honest. I'm really breaking my original rule of only having one project per designer on the go at a time. So this is 2 Lola Crows. I currently have 2 blue flowers, 1 kitted, 2 more that I want to kit, including, speaking of the blue flower, can we have a brief interlude and a moment? I took a screenshot of it. Let me bump this down so you can actually see it. For the new blue flower that's going to come out. Look at the bear fishing. That bear is fishing, and there's a fox driving the boat. She's killing me. She's killing me. This is going to turn into the Blue Flower channel. Blue Flower and Lola Crow. So cute. Love it. So much for my self-imposed rules. There are no rules. Don't make rules for yourself. You just break them. So my other start this month was my birthday start, which is in my super fun Jasmine Custom Bags bag that I love, my Disney Parks bag. This is the Splash Mountain Crest from Atomic Tiki Pins. I have the world's worst printout because I didn't realize my printer was running out of ink. So she's a little multi-toned. But that's what it's going to look like. And I have made a design decision on the fly up here where it says Brer Fox Lair. I'm going to change that to say the Bayou. So it's pointing toward the Bayou as an ode to the fact that Splash Mountain is now Tiana's Bayou adventure. And I liked both versions. I think it was time for a change, but I love the aesthetic of this. I love, the rustic nature of it. And she has a bunch of different crests for rides at Disney. And I'm probably going to do all of them. I'm at least going to do our favorites. So started with this one. I've got this on. This is like the Grace Notes hour, an 18 count Aida from Grace Notes fabric in mint chocolate chip. And I have my little needle minder in there that I made from a pin that I bought on eBay. And this is where I am. So I still need to put in the bees around the honeycomb. And I've started to come down and work toward the lantern down here. This is a fun stitch. It's in Pattern Keeper. It's very easy to follow. It's a lot of block stitching. So very simple, very easy, nice comfort stitching. And I like the colors. This fabric is not really showing true. It's got a lot more teal in it than I think the camera is picking up, which is fine. But yeah. My husband said I need to put a sticker over the Ika on this needle minder. Nobody calls me that unless it's in a professional setting and they don't know me. I'm not a Jessica. I'm a Jess. Other people out there have to feel that way about their names. Well, there it is. This is fun. I'm probably going to take this with me when we go to California in June, just because I think it'll be really easy to stitch on the plane. So we'll see. I have something else that I'm kind of eyeing as a potential start in advance of our trip to California. But I don't know. I have to see what the pattern is actually like once you get down to brass tacks, because I don't want to take anything that I have to concentrate too much on, because I'm definitely going to be having to entertain an 11-year-old when he gets bored of his Switch or whatever it is he's going to bring on the plane. TBD. Okay. So like I said, I don't have any finishes that are current. So I thought I would go back to showing some of my previous finishes that I am doing off and on in lieu of doing a finish parade. So I pulled a couple out of my box under the bed that have not been FFO'd yet. The box is getting really full. I need a bigger box or a second box. So the first one that I'm going to show is the Wizard of Oz tree from Tiny Modernist. This is on a 32 count Lugana in Neptune from Under the Sea Fabrics. I finished this on October 30th, 2023. This is opalescent fabric. It's just, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the sparkle. It's so good. Kind of can. There it is. This was a blast to stitch. The colors are fun. The stitching is easy to follow. It's very repetitive in some places, but only in some places. So there's a lot of different things to look at and different things to stitch. So I will bring it in and it's going to wash out the fabric, but you'll be able to see all the different elements. I love Toto. He's so cute. And her feet hanging off there in the Emerald City with all the poppies. You really, well, that's true. That is true to the fabric. This is fun. I really need to get this framed. I kind of thought about framing it and giving it to our school library. We'll see. I need to get on that because I don't know if they're going to let me keep volunteering there at the elementary when my son moves up to middle school next year. So I need to start that conversation. But I love this. This was a lot of fun. And then my other finish that I wanted to show was something I finished on August 24th, 2023. This was started, it was the Betty White SAL. I think it was for her 100th birthday, which I think was in 2022, I think. But she passed right beforehand, so it kind of turned into a memorial SAL. So everybody was picking different patterns, and lots of people latched on to the Walk Fast sampler from Lindy Stitches, which is so good. So I latched on to that as well. This is on a 28 count Monaco from Charles Craft, just something I had in stash. I use the DMC conversion. I didn't use the overdyes. I love this so much. It says, it's like that old Scandinavian saying, you can lead a herring to water, but you have to walk fast or he'll die. So here's my Golden Girls to be continued that I mentioned earlier. This is a big piece. It was more than I thought it was going to be. I bit off a little more than I could chew with this, but such a good pattern. That fish is no joke. I think I probably spent as much time stitching that fish as I did working on the rest of the piece. Or the hand maybe. Oh man, I remember watching Gilmore Girls with or not Gilmore Girls, Golden Girls. I watched Gilmore Girls with my mother, but I watched Golden Girls with my grandma. Oh, it's so good. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm really happy to have this one. It's so big though. I don't know where I will put it when I frame it. I have one of those giant like portfolios that artists use, and I think for some of these larger sized pieces, I'm going to put them in that. I just haven't decided which ones. And sizing is always an issue, so we'll see. But I can't frame everything in Stitch. If my grandma was still alive, I would frame it and I'd give it to her, but that is not a thing. So here we are. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have a little library of portfolios one of these days. And if anyone asks to see some of my work, I can hand them a bunch of books and say, just flip through that. You'll get a feel for it. Let's see. Really quick, not very many firm plans over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be hard for me to make plans until school's out at the end of May. We go until the Thursday before Memorial Day. So until then, I'm kind of at the mercy of all these extra things that we've got going on for elementary school being over. But looking forward to Whip Go Draws this Friday so I can plan that out for May. Getting back into my regular rotation. If you're new here, I normally operate on a 2-day rotation and I rotate through my projects in chronological order, sprinkle in some new starts. So I'm actually getting back around now to the projects that I started at the beginning of the year. So coming up, we've got the Little Brown Bat from Cottage Garden Samplings, which is something that I started after Stitch Away. That's our hashtag breakfast with a bat SAL that I've got going on. Then Snow Queen from Pigeon Coop Designs. That's my StitchCon Smalls Exchange piece. That's coming up, and I don't have a lot left on that, so I should be able to finish it and show it off probably on my next update. I don't know if I'll have it fully finished. I need to order some supplies. I know how I'm going to finish it. I just haven't ordered everything that I need yet. And then coming back around to one of my blue flower projects, which is my Seasons of the Heart piece, where I'm stitching all 4 of the calendar seasons on one piece of fabric. So excited. I really need to get moving on my 2 current blue flowers. I have Happy Campers kitted. I have baby animals that I want to kit and start from this year's market releases. She's got the Sea and Shore thing coming out. Plus all the other ones that I have in stash that I want to stitch. It's okay. It'll be all right. I do have just a little bit of haul from my shopping trip when we went to Stitchin in Indy, and also a couple of birthday gifts that I wanted to show. So where Stitchin in Indy is held is very close to Persnickety Stitchers in Zionsville, Indiana, which is the cutest town that I think I've seen in my life. It's very Stars Hollow, Gilmore Girls vibes, walkability, trees, cobblestone streets, coffee shop, bakery, restaurants, stitching shop. When we were walking back to the car, there was a dad and his little girl waiting outside a restaurant, and they were doing a thumb war. I think it was Aaron that said, "This is just too idyllic. Like, it's sugary sweet, ideal small town America." So it was fun. I had never been there before, so I had obviously never been to the shop before. They were super nice, and I bought 2 patterns and 2 pieces of fabric. So let's show those off really quick. The first one that I bought is The Christmas Witch by Kathy Barrick, and it says, "The Christmas witch she loved to stitch. She stitched a hat for her black rat. She stitched a cake for her black snake. Oh, for pity's sake. She stitched a mat for her black cat." It's probably not the order you're supposed to read it in, but that's how I read it. So I'm kind of thinking about kitting this up and starting it for the Halloween SAL that's kicking off here in the next month or so. We'll see. We'll see. It's really, really cool. What got me was the rat, because he's giant and he's wearing a hat. And then this cat, the shape of it got me. It's not really my typical style. It's much more prim than I usually would go. But something spoke to me about this. And then I think maybe Aaron, someone said they also have it. And I just couldn't help myself. I love it. I might actually get some of the gentle arts that are in this. Most of it's DMC, which is nice, but I might order the gentle arts from 123 Stitch or just go to Keepsakes or something. So that's the first pattern that I bought. And then, surprise, surprise, the other one I bought's a blue flower. The Gentle Rain. It says, "How sweet the music of the rain." And I love the ducks in the fountain and this little raccoon down here. And just, oh, I think I just like to stitch animals. So really pretty. Obviously, have to add it to my collection and become the blue flower channel that I am. So love that. And then I got 2 pieces of fabric, and they are both Atomic Ranch, I believe. Yes. Which Atomic Ranch is somewhat local. They're not too far away from here, which means they're not too far away from Persnickety. So they had a bunch of their fabric. So I got 2 fat quarters. The first one is a 28 count Lugana in pistachio. I won't unfold it all the way, but let's play the "Can you see the true color of this piece of fabric" game. And no, you certainly cannot. It's much lighter than I think it's appearing on screen. That's all right. It's really pretty. And the modeling is subtle, so it's not going to be too crazy. And I'm kind of thinking about putting one of the blue flowers on here, but we shall see. I don't know if the Gentle Rain would look good on it. It might. I mean, the only green is in the trees, really. And it's dark. Just spoiler alert for my next fabric. So maybe. That's a maybe. And then a 36 count linen in Ravenna. Also a fat quarter. And this, I think I'm going to put the Arctic animals from Frosted Pumpkin on. We're just going to let that open up all the way here. This is true. This is what this looks like. Love it. It's, very dark blue, just a little hint of purple in there. Gorgeous fabric. I love Atomic Ranch. It has been a while since I have stitched anything on Atomic Ranch. I think they usually have a trunk show at StitchCon. So if they do again this year, I'm definitely going to pick up a couple more pieces of fabric. I've been building up my neutral stash lately, which I kind of consider this to be neutral because it's just a plain dark fabric. So it would be nice to get some more from them. I love the feel of it. And then let's see, at the Stitchin and Indy retreat, there was a very nice woman. Her name's Laura. She is on Instagram as Laura Teaches 2526. I'll link her below. It's Laura D and Flossie Marie. She makes such pretty bags. So I bought one, and this is what it looks like. Isn't that cute? Look at the cats. And this is the back. Just really well made. Perfect for the like half-size patterns. It's got more of the arrow fabric in there. Zips up super nice. Feels super high quality, very well made. So I bought this one. And then Aaron and Amity tricked me into picking out another one, and then they snatched it and bought it for me for my birthday. So a bigger bag with this one. Bring it in. I love this fabric. Cats and bats. So it's the same on both sides. Really pretty orangey corally zipper. And then this fun fabric inside. So thank you again, guys. I really appreciate it. I love this bag. And then it was really cool because she had these little notion type things. And she had them for sale separately, but if you bought a bag, you got a free one per bag. So I got this really cute little pumpkin. I had it hanging on my water bottle all day when I was over there. I'm going to hang it from my stitching bookshelf now that I'm done showing it. So I got that for the one bag. And then with the other, I got this little like thread bed. And look at this fabric. It's dogs and hats. I'm not a huge dog person, but I like dogs. I just love them. So super cute. Also really well made, and it's got the like harder felty type material in it, so it works really well. So I love that. Super happy to have that. And then my last gift that I got for my birthday was from my in-laws. They went, or at least I think they had my husband through my wish list, and they picked out the cross stitch for the Soul book from Emma Congdon. And if you have been following along, you know that I love her cross stitch for the Earth book. So this is one of her others in that series. She has a Christmas one coming out this summer, so I'm very excited for that. I'll definitely buy that right away instead of sticking it on the wish list. But there's some really cute patterns. The ones in here are much more typography centered than the ones in cross stitch for the Earth, but they're really pretty. There are always flowers for those who want to see them. So lots of really good patterns in here. I'm happy to have it. I'll definitely stitch at least a few of these at some point. I like this one. A good companion shortens the longest road. That's very true. So definitely quite a few that I love. So definitely worth it if you like her typography patterns. Not, like I said, not as subject focused as the one for the Earth, but worth adding to your collection, in my opinion. I'm very happy to have it. So thank you to them if they happen to be watching. Let's see. Shall we do a giveaway winner? So I picked the giveaway winner last night. I did the random comment picker, and I have a screenshot to prove who was picked. So the winner is Kathy Shahin 402. She says, love, love, love your Flosstube. I so want to do a Lola Crow pattern one day. All your stitching is so beautiful. I love the temperature idea of doing it for the year someone was born. The tidy modernist seaside pattern looks fun to stitch. Congratulations on reaching 1,500 subscribers. Thank you, Kathy. So this is the pattern that you won. Here's the proof. Ooh, that is blown out. I'm sure it's the proof. There's the proof that Kathy won. So here's your pattern, Kathy. If you could please send me an email or a DM on Instagram and give me your mailing address, I will get this out to you as soon as I can. Well, I hope you enjoy stitching it. Thank you so much for subscribing and for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. So that's it, you guys. Not too long of one this week, so not bad. Thank you for watching. I know there's a lot of content out there that you can watch. I know my personal watch later list is full of floss tubes that I want to watch that I just am trying to get through as quick as I can, I promise. So I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Reach out to me via Instagram, email, all of those things are linked in the description box below. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. Give this video a like, leave me a comment. I love answering them. So many of you have such great stories that you share every video, and I love going through them. I carve out time at the end of my night, most nights, to catch up on comments and read and respond to people, and it's a lot of fun. And that's it. I will see you all in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great 2 weeks. Bye, y'all.